Oh my god, the host just triple sat me.
You see who's food running tonight?
56 was just sitting there making out the entire time I was trying to take
Why do we have
order.
so many servers on the floor? Did you hear about 73?
This is a work of fiction. Any similarity to actual persons, living or dead, or actual events, is purely coincidental.
What is beeping? What's happening? What?
My charger beeps. You say this every time.
So good, because it sounds like your car is going to explode.
No, it doesn't.
Your car's like, beep, beep. You have 5 seconds to remove yourself from the vehicle. Beep, beep. Hurry now. That's what it sounds like. Something is about to explode. Your engine. I don't know. Like, we have lit a fire in the gas tank. Beep, beep. You know those, like, all the old spy movies where it's like, this message will self-destruct.
Yeah.
That's the beeping sound that comes after that.
Okay,
That's
sure.
the sound. I'm going to find it for you, and I'm going to send it to you.
Welcome back to Rolling Silverware. I'm Kat,
I'm Bunny,
and this is our post-shift shit talk.
and we have some shit to talk.
What a fucking disaster of a weekend. So it's Sunday night. I worked this morning. You worked tonight. Apparently there was problems in both shifts. Last night we worked together, a shift together, and last night some things happened that made me very mad. The only thing that happened this weekend that I enjoyed was the Christmas party.
Which I did not attend.
And you didn't even attend, but the only reason I enjoyed it is because I'm funny.
Yes, you're hysterical.
At the end of the day, the Christmas party, it's boring. It's so garbage. If you're going there thinking you're going to have a great time with your coworkers, you're not.
It's not much.
They feed you breakfast. You do like 1 or 2 games. You get a couple prizes, and then you grab a gift. And sometimes you get a cool gift, and sometimes you get bullshit like a metal shaker and a T-shirt that says Jameson on it. And you're just like, okay, cool. And then they send you home. That's all it was.
Oh, and you have to get there at 8 a.m. Let's not forget that part. Our Christmas party is at 8 a.m.
In the restaurant
every single year.
In the restaurant that we work in.
Right.
Like, they don't even send us somewhere nice or bring us to a dinner or anything.
No, we don't go anywhere else. Sorry, the Christmas party is where we are.
Yeah.
Every day
in
of the week.
our restaurant at 8 a.m. before we open.
And our cooks cook the breakfast.
Yeah, and
so
they
have
show
to
up
get
early,
there
yeah.
even earlier to cook the breakfast for everyone else. And they say that we do it at 8 a.m. because they want everybody to be able to attend, like the cooks and everything, because the morning cooks have to get there early before the restaurant opens, obviously, for prep and everything else.
Yeah.
It's like, I get that. But for 4 straight years, the entire staff has been saying, we'll do it at 10. We'd all be down to do it. Let's do it at 10 o'clock on a Sunday night.
Yeah,
Guests are
nighttime
gone.
would be great.
And we're all fucking adults. It's not like the kitchen guys go to bed at fucking 9:30 at night. Like,
they're all fucking retirement boomers. They're like,
that's what I mean. Like,
that's my bedtime.
we're all good to be up from 10 to 11:30 at night. Like, it's an hour and a half party, you know? And it would just be more fun if it was at night.
Yeah.
Like, the reason I missed it this year is because I did not wake up to that alarm.
Yeah, you slept past your alarm, which I was so upset with you.
I'm very sorry. You called me. She called me multiple times.
I called you 3 times.
Multiple
and
missed
I
calls.
text you. So a couple weeks ago, you and I were in a Target, and I remember seeing a TikTok where this girl started accidentally, she started a tradition accidentally of completely overdressing for her family's Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Sure.
And
Fantastic.
I'm talking, she is red carpet ready at mom's house for Thanksgiving. And it was such a funny idea to me. And we were in a Target and I saw this like really sparkly dress. So I was like, yo, how funny would it be if I showed up just red carpet ready
Decked to the nines.
to the company Christmas party at 8 a.m. in our restaurant. And you laughed
I laughed
so
really hard at the idea of it.
And I was like, well, now I have to do it. I originally had a completely different outfit planned, thinking like,
Yeah, you were
I'm
going to wear the dress that you wore to that wedding.
Yes. So I was going to wear, it's like a floor length black dress that kind of poofs out at the waist. It's very corseted up at the top. And it's got, it's like kind of poofy. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful dress. But I was like, it's not. The day before the company party, I was like, it's not enough. I need more. So I went to Kohl's. I spent $120 on this dress.
Shut the fuck up.
It's a gorgeous dress, though. I will wear it again.
Stunning.
And it's, again, another floor length, but it's like not skin tight, but it's like
Slinky.
Yeah, slinky. It's, tight to the body, a little bit of ruching around the middle, but then it has a, slit up to my lips, bitch.
Yeah.
This slit is so high. It is
an inappropriately high slit.
It was crazy to wear to a company Christmas party at 8 a.m. at the restaurant we work at.
I'm so sorry. like I said, I had 2 outfits picked out for that day. I had a cute dress with tights and then a sweater top, right? And I was like, okay, if I can't, because I can't top you. Like, there's no topping Kat when it
Stop
comes
it.
to this shit. So I was like, okay, if she goes to the 9s, I'm going to the 5. Like, I'm getting
to the 5.
I'm getting close for me. Because, like, obviously nobody in this restaurant has seen me come in, like, when I come in when I eat or whatever.
Yeah.
Nobody's seen me in anything nicer than, like, a sundress, you know? So I was
Yes.
like, okay, this is cute. It's comfy, but it's still dressed up.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, I can do that. I can throw some buns in my hair and I'll look cute. Or if I wake up and I'm tired as shit because I'm very much the night owl and I don't go to bed any earlier than fucking 1 a.m. ever. It doesn't happen. It's
Right.
never going to happen. So I was like, or if I'm so goddamn tired and I drag myself out of bed, I have a sweater and jeans. Like, that was 2 completely laid out outfits.
Yeah.
Like, I want to send you the photo to prove it to you. Like, look it. I
I
was
did plan
intending
this.
on showing up. I told everybody the night before, I'll see you tomorrow for the Christmas party.
I know.
I've worked for the company for 4 years, over 4 years now, and I haven't missed a single one.
Mm-hmm.
So my alarm went off, and Sleepy Bunny turned that right off. Just, it was gone. And I didn't set my sunrise alarm clock. That's the one that really wakes me up, you know?
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm not taking my son to school. I can just set my phone. And then I woke up at 8:45 and I looked at the clock and I went, oh, that sucks. And I went right the fuck back to sleep. No, I'm not driving 25 minutes because I live 25 minutes from the restaurant.
Yeah.
I'm not driving 25 minutes at 8:45 in the morning to show up for the last 10 minutes
Yeah.
of the Christmas party, plus getting dressed and everything else. It's not going to happen.
No, I showed up in this dress. I bought some, like, long satin black gloves. You know
Oh
the
my
ones?
God.
Like, the ones that, like, go halfway, like, all the way up your
Yeah.
arm. I bought some fake, like, pearl stack, like, bracelets to go outside the gloves. I bought a pair of black high heels because I don't have any, and I need them for my closet anyway. So I
Sure.
was like, this is a great excuse to buy black heels. And I needed a new pair of just, like, skin-colored tights. So I was like, I'll buy those two. I'm telling you, I put so much money into this bit. And then I woke up at 5:30 in the
Shut
morning
the fuck up.
to do my hair and makeup to look stunning. And I
Yes, you
walk
did.
into the building wearing that dress with my faux fur coat, like long, you know what I mean?
long trench coat style.
Faux fur, yeah,
faux
with
fur.
faux fur around the collar. And I walk in and I walk over to the general manager. She takes one look at me. She's currently sipping coffee. Takes one look at me, spits her coffee back into the mug. Like, she was like, "Are you joking?" And I walked out and I was like, "This is really embarrassing. You're super underdressed." And
As is everyone else now.
everyone around me is wearing tracksuits, sweatpants.
At best, people show up in pajamas
Yes.
and Christmas sweaters.
It
Like,
was 100%. It was so funny. When I first walked up, I saw a couple of the girls outside, and they were like,
all you needed
Did
was
I-
one of those, like, Cruella de Vil cigarette.
I
Like,
almost bought
that's the only thing that was missing
I-
from this entire ensemble.
100%. I was like, because it was like $4 at Party City. I was like, do I buy this in a pack of smokes? I was so ready to do it. I was
Or
so
like
ready.
the candy cigarettes, you know, like the bubblegum ones or
Yeah,
anything
I-
would have been fucking hysterical because they still sell those.
Yes, I was so close. So close to buying a legitimate pack of cigarettes and that little long extender thing
Right.
and just carry that with me throughout the fucking Christmas party.
Oh my god, that would have
I-
been so good.
A couple of the girls were like, did I miss an email? Like, what's happening? And I was like, no. And one of them was like, oh, she did that. And I was like, yeah, y'all are underdressed. Somebody at one point, they were like, oh, I didn't even notice your shoes, what shoes you're wearing. And I was like, baby, they're just black heels. You got to keep it understated. And they go, okay.
Okay.
Our
As she is
Corporate
full
office?
face glam.
our corporate office was there.
Oh god. I'm so sad that not only I missed it, but that I wasn't there before you. Like, that would have been
Yeah.
even better because I would have drawn all, like, you drew enough attention. I'm certain of it. But I would have been like, oh my god.
Everybody did. That's the thing is every single person, they were like, holy cow, look at you. And then, of course, we worked, later that night, the night shift we worked, and a couple of the managers was like, he looked really great this morning. One of the managers in particular was like, yeah, he looked really good this morning. And I was like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And he was like shocked. He was like, okay. And I was like, what, you think I looked in a mirror for that long and showed up looking like that, thinking, yeah, it's mediocre? No, of course not. I know I look good.
I put fucking work into this.
Like, yeah, I didn't put that much work into it to look at myself and be like, I hate this. No.
No, I looked great.
I
That was
wouldn't
the
have
point.
shown up looking like that if I didn't like it. Like, I know I looked hot.
It was fantastic.
Again, slit up to the lips, bitch. Like, I looked good.
Like I said, I saw the photo that you sent me, and I was
Yeah.
like, God damn it! I did
was
not.
so funny.
And can I now formally, the recorded, apologize to you? I'm very sorry.
Thank you.
The only reason I was upset with myself for missing it wasn't for the gifts, wasn't for the managers, wasn't for fucking anything. Not just to show face. It was for you. I'm sorry I missed that for you.
I did that whole bit for you.
Thank
Like,
you.
I high key when I noticed you weren't going to be there because I called you 3 times and I text you and you weren't there and it was already like past 8, so I was like, she's not
I
coming.
run with my phone on silent always. Like,
I
there's no
know.
ringer to my phone. And like I said, my phone, I found it on the ground. So
Yeah.
either I turned off my alarm and dropped it on the ground, or one of my cats knocked it onto the ground. But when I found my phone at like 9:45 or whenever I like finally got it, and I saw like 3 missed calls and a text message, and I was just like, oh shit.
Yeah, I legitimately considered, because I did bring a change of outfit and
To tone it down.
well, it's just because I had shit to do afterwards, right? So I didn't want to wear that, like going to Petco.
Oh, you're
Like,
joking. No. No, I'm sorry. If I get that dressed, everyone is seeing me like this. I am wearing this until I have to put on my work uniform.
I was
for
not
the night shift.
going to grab a 20-pound bag of cat litter.
Yes, I am.
In that fucking dress.
Yes,
Like,
I am. I am
never.
fleabagging this so hard. I'm going to wear this the entire day and make a scene of myself. Like how my son wore his Halloween costume into Target and everywhere else we went before
Yeah.
trick-or-treating. That would have been me in that outfit. I would have been like, nope, everybody's seeing this shit.
No,
I'm going to be the
absolutely-
best dressed person everywhere I fucking go. That's it.
But I did. I considered changing. Bunny's not here. I'm gonna change. Like, I can't. Sorry.
You poor thing. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, and I legitimately, I was like, no, she's the only person I did this for. This is embarrassing now that she's not here.
I
And
will
I
wholly
was like,
admit that
no.
at 8:40, when I saw that clock at 8:45, I went, that sucks. And I went right the fuck back to sleep. Like,
Yeah,
no,
as you should. Let's
no
be
part of
honest.
me was like,
Again, the company Christmas party is garbage. Like,
I
it's not
wasn't
fun
panicked.
unless you make it fun.
no, but like I go every year. The first year that I worked for the company and I won the big screen TV. And
Oh, yeah.
it lived in my father's living room for 3.5 years. He just got a new TV. But they had at one point solid gifts, you know.
Yeah, they cut the budget in half for all Christmas parties, I guess, across all concepts.
Well,
the
our-
GM was telling me.
Our manager told me, he was like, yeah, we called out to, you know, all of our liquor companies and everything else asking for freebies.
Yeah, they
And
had a
I
bunch
guess-
of liquor merch. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess they sent like quite a bit of stuff. So
Yeah.
that's cool.
I got a Jameson tank top that I wore to bed last night.
Fantastic.
To be fair, somebody gave that to me. It was in their gift, and they were like, "I don't fucking want this." And I was like, "I will absolutely wear this to bed." And then
I have a Guinness shirt that I got at a bar forever ago because the Guinness
the people were there, yeah.
and giving them out. And so I have the t-shirt. It's black and in gray writing it says Guinness, and that's my hair dye t-shirt. And I wear it every
Smart.
single time I dye my hair. That's the shirt. Like it lives in my drawer and it only comes out once every 2 months when I dye my hair.
Yeah. No, I specifically grabbed an envelope because the girl next to me, Sweet Pea, was sitting next to me, and she was like, "I bet one of those envelopes is the TV," and they're trying to disguise it. Like
Yeah.
other ones are gift cards, but one of those is the TV. So I was like, "Ooh, you know what? I bet she's right."
Yeah,
And so I
smart.
grabbed a gift card, and then it was a gift card for Ruth's Chris, $50, right? So it's like, okay, an appetizer, thank you.
Yeah, or 1.5 cocktails.
Yeah, I was like, cool, thanks.
So who goes to Ruth Chris? I've never been.
I mean, obviously our managers know somebody there. We probably did an
Right.
exchange of gift cards with
That's
somebody
true.
from Ruth's Chris. And then you and I both somebody gave you after the party, even though you weren't there, a bundle of duckhorn decoy
Yeah, the decoy pens.
pens. Yeah, I was
They're-
very excited.
They're nice pens.
I had one pen in my apron. So when I saw the bundle of pens, and I was like, take the whole bundle? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, fuck yeah,
Yeah.
I'm taking 5 duckhorn decoy pens. So I have those now. Yeah, that was it. It was just like, even the big screen TV this year.
Was it big?
It was a 32-inch.
Right.
So it's like, okay.
Yeah, the
that's
TV in my
not as
bedroom
big
is
as it
bigger
was.
than that.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't call it like a big screen TV. It's just a TV.
Yeah, exactly. So they definitely cut down a lot, but obviously in other years where I didn't work a shift that night,
Right.
I drank at the Christmas party. I'm not on the clock. What are you going to tell me?
Yeah,
You know what I
it's fine.
mean? Like, you can't stop me from getting blasted at 8 a.m. when I'm not on the clock and
Yeah, I've-
not in work uniform.
I've
Like,
absolutely drank before and then like showed up to hit one of the restaurants that's open and be like, yeah, I'm going to have 2 margaritas before I head into the Christmas party because why not?
You can't stop me.
I mean, we did it when I worked at Claim Jumper because the bar across the street would open at 7 a.m.
Holy shit.
And so, for no fucking reason at all.
Yeah.
But we would all meet at the bar across, like we'd park at Claim Jumper and then we'd walk to the bar an hour before the Christmas party. Because ours was at, I think, 10 a.m. is when we did ours.
Okay.
And so it was like, yeah, we're all meeting up to go hit the bar and take several shots before we head over to the Christmas party.
Yeah, I always brought Jameson in a flask and just dipped that in my coffee.
Yeah, well,
you can't stop me.
Everywhere else has an open bar for their Christmas party.
Right.
So, like, restaurants are really the only ones where they're like, no, we can't supply you with alcohol. It's like, well, you could.
You just don't want
going
to. Yeah, so I mean, the Christmas party was fun. I had a blast, obviously. Because people did get the joke. Eventually I was like, people are going to understand what's happening here.
There's no not getting it. Like, you walked in.
It was too much.
And you fucking owned it. And that's great. Like, I love that.
Stupid. And then I worked a shift that night, right? So Saturday night, I was lead server, hammer.
Yep.
And I will never understand this logic. And it makes me so mad when the bar manager does this. There was 12 of us 12 servers on the floor. And he cut 10 of them all at the same time.
Yep.
Great. So now I have both of my servers that are on the Bev station closing it down are closing it down completely because even as a lead server, I'm doing out the side work. I'm meant to be staggering them.
Right.
Whoever's going to be cut first is going to do like the restocking of the kids' cups and all that shit. And then the person that's cut second, closer to closing, they're going to be the ones burning the ice and doing all that.
Getting rid of the tea, the lemonade, all of that, because that's one of the last things that needs to go.
Right.
But when you cut those people at 7:15 at night,
both of them are doing it.
Right.
And now I have an almost closed Bev station at 8 o'clock at night.
Right.
And
I don't have ice. I don't have glasses. I don't have, a full thing of tea. There's no coffee. There's and rightfully so, they want to leave. They want to do their side work and they want to get out of there. And
they should.
They're always on us about like, hey, you got to get that side work done.
Mm-hmm.
But what they don't understand, which I've told them before when they come to me, when I'm the lead server, and they come to me and they're like, hey, so we're going to cut X, Y, and Z. And I look at them and I go, great. Can you leave me enough people to have side work done at the end of the night? Because when they want, like, on a fucking Monday night and they want to cut everybody but me at 7 o'clock, great. I don't mind being on the clock 2 hours by myself. That's not the problem.
It's the side work, yeah.
It's now I have to do, the Bev station, and I have to do the line, and I have to do, the restocking of all the silverware.
Yes.
On my own, because in the next 2 hours, those things are going to be used and dirtied and, messed up again.
And that was my biggest issue. I also had multiple people coming up to me and they're like, there's no silverware. Because there was none in the bag. Because everybody had already...
we don't have enough silverware to cover 10 servers in 1 second.
All being cut at the same time. And so I go into the office and I tell bar manager, I was like, look, I understand that you're worried about labor, but what do you expect me to do when... I had a full section at that point. I had 6 tables, and then I
also had 6 tables.
You had 6 tables. You had a full section. They were bleeding into Cove. I had a full section in the 70s. There was that large party in the private dining area, and then there was still parties dotted throughout, some on the patio, some in the 90s, some in the 60s, some in the 80s. Like, there was tables dotted everywhere. It wasn't a full restaurant, but it was absolutely... at least 2 to 3 boxes worth of silverware currently being used by people in a table right at that moment. So I had people coming up to me and they were like, there's no silverware to run, so I guess I just won't do that.
Yeah, I can't have 5 servers not rolling silverware.
Right.
Because at the end of the night, that's 5 boxes or more unrolled.
And then talk to me about the fact that every single person that is doing silverware isn't doing the amount that is set for them to do. They're not doing a box and a half.
Right.
They're not doing 2 boxes. They're doing maybe 1.
Right.
Maybe 1.5.
Yeah.
Because there just isn't enough silverware for all of them to fucking roll all at the same time. So Paranorman comes up to me and he says, there's no silverware to roll. And I say, hang on. And I walk into the office and I tell the bar manager, I was like, I don't know what you expect me to do. I have like 3 boxes of silverware being used on the floor right now by guest. You cut everybody. The only 2 people that you have on the floor right now do not roll silverware at the end of the night. I shouldn't have to roll 3 boxes of silverware at the end of the night, nor should I have to leave it for tomorrow.
Right.
That's not okay. And he goes, okay, I understand. Someone's going to have to stay and roll. Like, people are just going to have to stay and wait for silverware. So I say, okay. I walk back out and I tell Paranorman, hey, you're going to have to stay, wait for some silverware to get to the back, and then roll as much as you can. When I tell you that man gave me so much attitude.
Oh, he was livid. I
gave
heard
me-
about it last night, and I heard it about it again tonight.
I can't-
on my lead shift.
I cannot wait for you to tell me that story, because he looks at me, he's like, well, I've never been asked to stay before. And I was like, okay, cool. I can't roll all of this on my own and do my own side work on top of doing C and A and every other side work, because in the next 2 hours, these things are going to get used by
Right.
the almost full fucking restaurant that you're looking at right now.
Yeah.
I can't do all of that as one person. There's no way. And
Yeah, or I'm going to be here until midnight, and that's not the point. Like,
Right.
I'm not making that much more money than you from the, like, extra 4 tables I get that you don't
Yeah.
get to accommodate, oh, yeah, okay, let me stay all these extra hours. Like, I also want to go home.
Right.
I understand you're cut and you want to go home. That's great, but you need to do your side work and then go home.
Right. And like, don't get me wrong, like I get that aspect of it, right? Like, he wants to do a side work and go home.
Sure.
Cool. But he's just like, well, I've never been asked that before. And I looked around and I was like, I don't know, man, fucking talk to the bar manager. And I walked away. I was pissed.
Yeah.
And then 5 minutes later, he comes up to me. I'm sitting at a terminal and he comes up to me and he goes, so the bar manager just told me to grab all of the forks and knives on the marking trays, like the little terminal sections that we have dotted around the restaurant for
Yeah, the
us to
stock
quickly grab.
silverware for us to, like, give people new forks or spoons for desserts or other things like that.
Right. So we have, little sections dotted throughout the restaurant so that servers can quickly access certain things that guests might need.
Right.
Like, silverware and, chopsticks and lobster bibs and stuff like that. And he goes, bar managers told me to grab all of these and roll these. And I was just like, if that's what he said, I don't know. I'm not a manager. If that's what he said, do that.
Great.
And he continues to try and like, well, he just said, and I'm like, okay, man, I'm not the manager. If that's what the manager said, great, go do that then. He turns around and walks away, and Fabulous Host is right next to me. I straight up, Andy's coming, just ragdolled to the floor. I was so literally, I could not function in that moment. I just dropped to the floor and sat down on the floor of our restaurant and just put my head in my hands. And I guess the bar manager saw it because I was in the terminal next to the lobster tank and he was in the terminal across the way next to the host stand. And he comes over and he was like, yeah, I just told him, I was like, whatever you think.
Right.
Okay, whatever you think. So then the girls that were doing the marking trays at the end of the night
Had so much more to do.
So much more to do. I was like, okay, whatever, man. You're the manager, not
Yeah.
me. You get paid the big bucks, right?
Yeah.
You do it then.
Sure.
And then again at the end of the night, I had to almost completely redo the bev station.
Yeah.
Completely redo the line, make sure the ramekins were there, the fry cups, everything was, set there. I had to redo fucking almost everything besides your side work.
I've
And-
had to refill sauces before because they cut everybody that could even possibly do the line with the sauces and the fry cups and all that. I've had to redo like 5 of the sauces at the end of
Yeah.
the night because we ended up getting busy and we ended up using them. It's like, I understand. I'm the lead server, so I start earlier and I end later. Like, I get that. It's not lost on me.
Yeah, fair,
But also, do I have to take on every bit of side work because you guys want to try to maybe possibly save on the labor? Also, now you're not.
Yeah, 'cause now you're paying me.
Yeah, now you're paying solely me to be here all this extra time to work this out.
Yeah, that made me so, I'll never understand that thought process, and he does that all the time and it bothers me so much, but I need to hear what fucking Paranorman
So,
said to you about this because I will
Paranorman-
fight him.
Paranorman loves to make his problem everybody's problem.
He really
Like,
does.
this is an ongoing thing where, like, if he has an issue, and I get it, I like to talk things out too, right? Like, I want to talk it out until I'm calm,
Mate, your
and, like,
girlfriend works with us. Talk to her. She knows.
Right?
She knows the characters.
Sure,
Like, she
please.
knows the lore. Go talk to her about
talk
it.
to her, go vent to her. So I get to work, and well, he gets to work because he got there at like 5:30, right? So I had already been there, and he brings it up, and he's like, "Yeah, so last night I have side work already written. It's written on the thing, and the first thing I say to him is, hey, because I have him on bev station.
Okay.
I go, hey, if you get cut first or early, which happens to him a lot,
Yeah, because he asked for it.
right, he always wants to go home. I said, please come to me so we can swap around side works. He goes, yeah, absolutely. He goes, by the way, last night I was asked to stay and wait for silverware. And I go, yeah, that happens sometimes. He's like, well, I've never been asked that before. To which I tell him, hey, I've been with the company over 4 years now. And I want you to know that when I started with this company, the rule was no silverware left at the end of the night unrolled. None. Not a box, 2 boxes, none. So
Yeah,
that
0.
means the person, so I told him, I go, listen, you need to understand that when I started here, if you were the last person here at night that wasn't the closer, you had to do whatever the fuck was back there, whatever it was, whether it be a box and a half, or 2 boxes. That fell on you because you're the last person that is supposed to be rolling. So that means you have to do your side work and whatever silverware remains.
Yeah.
That is your job. I can't tell you how many nights that I was there with the closer, if not even a little bit later than the closer, because I'm finishing up these rolls. That happened frequently.
Yeah.
So that's what I told him. I was like, this used to be something that we did, and then it kind of got pushed to the wayside, and it kind of got more lenient, and then now they're kind of back at it like, hey, we really don't want to leave this for the morning people.
Yeah.
And it's not just a matter of, it's polished, it's ready to go for them. It's then it compounds and it overstacks to the night crew as well.
Yes.
So it's this reoccurring, there's too much silverware left. Not that there's too much silverware that, like, we just have too much on the floor. That's not what it is.
We do run out when it gets busy. Like, that's
right,
a
yeah.
problem.
So we need it all to be rolled. So we're having this back and forth. And so he's like, well, I just feel like there's other ways that we could handle this instead of just asking somebody to stay. And I looked at him, I go, I understand having to stay like an extra half an hour, to wait the extra half an hour for silverware to build up again, to run it. Like, do your side work. Do the rest of your side work. Do your tables. Do fucking everything. And run the silverware last. I get that. I was like, I can't imagine anybody's going to ask you to stay an hour. Like not an hour over when you would have been done. Because they don't want you on the clock that long.
Yeah.
So that's what I told him. I go, you might just have to stay a little bit. So I was like, I understand. But also, I don't think that they're asking anything like egregious of you.
Right.
And so he's like, well, I just feel like there's better ways that we could handle it. Like maybe we should just have a surplus of silverware. And then that way, there's just some that just never gets rolled, but it's there for anybody to roll at any time when they need to roll it. And I go, yeah. Or, like maybe if you're on a side work with somebody else who's cut later or whatever, you could look at them and be like, hey, I'm going to do everything on A. You roll 2 boxes of silverware at the end of the night. And he's like, oh, yeah, I mean, that would work too. Like if one person rolls and the other person does the side work. I go, yeah, we've done that here before. He's
We
like,
currently do that with the lounge.
the lounge, we only do it that way because that's how the side work split up. The first person to leave rolls, the second person does everything else. That's the only part.
That's what I'm saying. It's the only people that do that when there's 2 of them on. But it's like,
But you
know
could
what I
do
mean?
that with any other.
Yeah.
If you have a buddy, you could look at your buddy and be like, hey, I'm cut. There's
How
no
do you
silverware.
how do you want to split
How
this
about
up?
if I do literally everything that I possibly can, and then you just have to go through and like top off some sauces,
Right.
And then you have to roll. So now you roll 2, and I do literally everything else. And so he's like, oh yeah, that could work too. Yeah, I guess we have done that here before, blah, 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 right?
You know what a better option would be? Management not cutting 10 fucking people at the same time. Staggering out the cuts would probably be the best solution for that
I
fucking
did
problem.
explain that to him as well. I said, listen, you need to understand that at the end of the night, if everyone is gone, I am doing A, B, C, and the lead server's side work. I'm doing 4 side works at the end of the night when everyone else is gone, when you guys all get cut that early. You need to understand that that happens. Because he's saying, like, I'm almost never here until close. Like, because I told him, I go,
I'm getting mad all over
when
again.
I'm here till close as somebody who's not the closer, right? But I'm here till the restaurant closes because we needed the extra person. Fucking whatever, that happens.
Yeah.
I usually end up having to do A, B, and C, like, or whatever. I just explained it to him. He's like, yeah, I'm almost never here until close. And I go, yeah, because we don't like you.
Oh, shit.
And it was him and his girlfriend in the bev station with me.
Oh, my God.
So her and I have a good laugh about it, right? Like, obviously, I'm joking, but I'm not joking, but I'm joking.
Yeah, you've made us hang out with them outside
Hey, all right,
of work.
relax. Relax.
I mean,
it
I was
was
super
an
down.
invite that I dragged you to, and you were very happy to go.
I
and play
was.
with
It was,
cats.
a
So,
little cat cafe, and I did enjoy it. It was
calm
very
down.
nice.
I don't know if I call it a cafe, but it was a cat
You're
place.
right. It wasn't a cafe.
There
it was like
no
a shelter.
cafe.
that
Yeah,
you
it was
could
a
play
cat
with the
shelter
cats.
that you go and you pay a little bit of money to play with the kittens and the cats,
Yeah.
and it was fun. It was a good time.
It was.
Anyways, so I looked at him and I said, listen, I'm going to talk to manager on duty, bar manager. I was like, I'm going to see what I can figure out for you. Because so back in the day, way back in the day, we used to roll 2 forks and 1 knife. So the reason we have a surplus of forks...
I didn't know that.
The reason we have a surplus of forks is because we don't do that anymore. We only do 1 fork and 1 knife. So I told him that to Paranorman. I go, yeah, we used to roll 2 forks in one knife, so really we're just short knives. But what ends up happening is people who don't want to roll at the end of the night sprinkle that silverware around the marking trays and everything, and then those end up overloaded. It's a whole fucking thing, right? And it's been happening time and time and time and time again.
Yeah.
And so you want me to fix it? I'm going to try to fix it for you, right? So, like, just fuck off and let me fix it. So I go to bar manager. I go, hey, here's the thing. We have probably 50 more forks than we have knives. Can I get more knives? Can you just give me more butter knives? I just need more butter knives.
Right.
And he goes, yeah, we've got some in the office. I think I can do that. I said, fucking great. Problem solved, right?
You would think.
Right?
No, of course not. Come on. This
So-
is Paranorman.
Cuts happen. And he did get cut earlier, as expected.
Shocking.
So he traded with somebody else. Somebody else did the beverage station and would do it later. And so he and his girlfriend ended up on the same side work together. And he's like, well, is that okay that we both do it? I go, yeah, just do all of it.
Yeah.
Do all of it. They're on the marking trays. And I was like, just do all of it. Everything that's back there, do it. Sort it, roll it, put it out, do it.
Yeah.
That's it. Both of you. If there's 2 of you, fucking figure it out. Also, it was like 7:15. So we close at 9. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Just fucking do it. He walks past me. I'm at the dish station. This man walks past me. All 6 foot fucking 3 of them. Walks past me and he goes, well, there's a ton of silverware tonight. I think there's actually too much silverware tonight. And I dropped my plates at the line.
Andy's coming.
No.
I'm sitting on the floor. I'm crying.
I dropped my plates at the fucking dish station and I go, what do you want? What do you want? I solved your problem. You asked me, there's not enough. How do we have more? I got you more. I did what you wanted. And I'm just looking at him and I'm just like, what do you want? And he's like, oh no, it's not a problem. I'm just saying like there is enough. I go, yeah, because you asked for more. Sweetheart, you asked for more and I did that for you. I took what you said and I said, you know what? Let's solve this fucking extra forks to knives problem. Let's do that today. I think I can do that today. And I did it and you still fucking said something about it. Oh, there's actually a lot of look at all this silverware. No fucking shit.
I can't stand you.
So I literally, his girlfriend's already rolling and he's sorting silverware and I just throw my arms up in the air and I'm like, because I did that for you. And he's like, he puts his hands up and he's like, I didn't mean it was a problem. I go, good. What do you want?
You're just yelling, and he made an offhand comment to his girlfriend. He didn't even know you were there.
No, he was talking to me.
Oh,
He was talking to me. He was like, oh, look at all this silverware that's here today. Yeah, because you asked me for a solution, and I did it. I went around, and I did it.
Yeah.
And you still have something to say about it. And
Yeah,
he
of
was
course he
just... And so I made a comment. I was like, just nothing's good enough for you. And I like turned on my heel and I walked away and they, I left them laughing or whatever. But like, Jesus fucking Christ, man. Like, you're right. It's just forks at the end and everybody's just left with forks. I can fix that.
Yeah.
And so bar manager fucking fixed it. Like, we didn't get as many knives out as we have extra forks.
Yeah.
But I
that
think
makes
we got
sense.
like an extra 40.
That's
So
not bad.
that's another
Close
box,
enough.
right?
Close enough, yeah.
And, new manager looked at me and he's like, because I saw him putting them out. And I went, oh, fantastic. Now we can, not have that off number. And he's like, oh, yeah, I have 35 or 40 that I put out. And I went, well, that's a box. So, like...
Oh, I was disappointed. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, I really wanted 60, but okay. Like, okay, that's
Thanks,
fine.
I guess.
At least it's more, right? At
Yeah,
least it's
it's
more.
more.
And now
It closes the gap, yeah.
Right. So now we probably won't have as many times people being like, well, it's just not here. It's somewhere. Find it.
Find it.
Go find it.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you go start collecting plates for people? Why don't you go around and start gathering fucking empty plates? And then you can ask the dishwasher to run the silverware.
Yep.
You could be proactive instead of standing back here and bitching about it. Because like I said, when I started with the company, this wasn't really that big of a deal. Somebody at the end just had to do the last of it. And sometimes it sucked being the last person on, but that's the luck of the draw. If you come in at 5:30, guess what, fucker? You're probably going to be the last person here.
Yeah.
And shouldn't you want to be? Shouldn't you want more than a 2-hour shift, 3-hour shift?
I mean...
I do. I don't know how they live their life.
I don't know how they afford anything. Both of them are so eager to get off the clock so quickly.
Off the clock, take the call outs, whatever. And it's like, good for you guys if you don't need the money, I guess.
Do you
but
think
like,
they're trust fund babies?
No, they share an apartment with other people and they rent a room together.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so they're only
that
paying
tracks
for
then.
a room in an apartment 10 minutes away from work.
Last night I go to do my tip out, or I go to do my checkout, and the bar manager goes, "Oh, and then you owe money for the daytime too." And I was like, "Why?" I mean, I didn't work daytime; I was nighttime.
Right.
And he was like, "Well, you must have I don't know. Did you have a table that was started in the day like before
Right.
4
If
or
I
something?"
pick up a table from somebody in the morning, I get that extra, like $2-3 or fucking whatever it is
Right, but it was $21.
from the morning.
And they clocked me in at 3:58. 2
2
minutes before 4, before the night shift started.
Right.
And the table so I walk in, it's 3:58, and the general manager's like, "Great, I'm going to clock you in early. This table, there's 4 of them now. They all have drinks. You know, the other server had already started them. They're waiting for more. They're waiting for 4 more." Okay. So I take the table, not thinking anything of it, but that entire table's bill, who the rest of the party didn't come until after 4. But the entire $500 and change from that table the tip out wanted to get pulled to the day shift.
Right.
So the daytime busser that did not bus that table.
I was going to say that wasn't there when the table was there.
That wasn't there. The daytime bartender that maybe did 1 or 2 of the first drinks that got set down, but then the other 6 or 7 that got ordered throughout their night did not get made by the daytime bartender. It was so odd that you wanted me to tip $21
for one table that started in the morning.
That started in the morning. So yeah, I was fighting it. I was trying to anyways. What I ended up getting at least was that tip out to go to the night crew.
Right.
I was like, because the bar manager was like, "Well, I can have this go to the night crew, not the day crew." And I'm like, "Yes, I don't mind tipping out.
Right.
Like, these people are helping me. Absolutely, they deserve their tip just as much as I do. But I mind tipping out people that aren't helping me at all.
Yeah, that didn't help with this party whatsoever.
Did nothing on it. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was so wild. I was like, what is the combination of things that happened? Was it because the table was started during the day?
That's all it was.
Or was it the fact that I was clocked in 2 minutes early, so I was technically on the clock for the day? Okay, then that just means I'm never picking up another table from a daytime server ever again.
Well, the thing that's bothered me about the busser tip out for a long time, like, I don't mind tipping out my bussers at all, but there are so many day shifts that I worked where the busser leaves at 2:30 because that's when we are slow and they don't want them to have to take a break or whatever else, right? So they send them home. Great, that's fine.
But every table you get between 2:30 and 4, regardless if the busser is clocked in, you're tipping them out.
I'm tipping out a busser who is not here.
And I have to bust my own tables.
Yes, and I have to bust the table. Or if the nighttime busser comes on and that table's just now leaving, now they're doing it. And they're not getting any money for it. That's been a thing for me for a long time. I'm like, but wait a minute. This table sat at 3.
Yeah.
Morning busser was gone at 2:30. But they're still making money even though they're not here?
I was fighting that for a long time as a bartender because I was like, that's not fair.
Yeah, they're not helping me with my bar once they leave.
Right. And their whole response to that was always, well, they come in, early and they do things for the restaurant, right? They mop the floors, they do this, they do that.
They do quite a lot.
Yeah, they do a lot. But you know who's not tipping me out as a bartender? The servers, even though I also would show up an hour to 2 hours before fucking opening.
True. The moment I clock out as a bartender, I have stopped making money.
Right. I've stopped making money.
Or apparently not, if all the morning tables are still going.
I guess. I don't know. But it bothered me a lot that there was no leaving for a daytime bartender, right? You were there until past the night shift because the nighttime bartender would come on at 4 when I was bartending anyways. It's sometimes weird now, but...
No, but I mean, when they cut that, they do it by the hour, right? Mm-hmm. So, like, for the morning hours up until... Because I've done the breakdown of the tips when I was supervising.
Right.
And so there'll be that, like, extra hangover from the morning bartender, and it'll be like $5 or whatever.
Yeah.
So they just move that over to the daytime slot, and they just give it to them. And then and the nighttime usually overlaps a little bit too, so they move the nighttime, like the morning money for the nighttime bartender, over to the night.
Right.
So it's like, but like I said, from the moment I clock out as a bartender, there's nobody else is paying me now.
Yeah.
But they can leave 2 hours before, like bussers can leave 2 hours before that day shift ends and still be racking up money.
Yeah. What if we get a random pop at 3?
Which
and
we
all
do.
Of a sudden, and we absolutely do, especially on Saturdays and stuff.
Yeah.
So now you're telling me between 3 and 4, say $1,500 to $2,000 worth of sales come in on any server.
Right.
come in between 3 and 4, we're tipping the busser 2% on all of that when
That's
they're
not here?
not here.
Yeah.
And the nighttime busser has to come in and clean all of those tables and not see a fucking cent of it.
Yeah.
That's ruthless.
Yeah, it's wild.
And also, I don't know. It's just, yeah. That, I hated that. And it really made me upset. And then I come in this morning at 11:30. Still not super upset. It's a new day. It's a new shift, whatever.
Starting fresh.
Trying to start fresh. And I find out our bartender called out. So
Great.
our bar manager back again this morning. Poor guy's probably fucking strung out at this point. He's behind the bar.
Yep.
Because no one else is going to take it. But he can't take tables, right?
Right.
He's not taking tables while he's behind the bar. So we're down somebody to take tables. Kitchen manager's nowhere to be found. We don't have a kitchen manager in the morning on a Sunday for whatever. I don't know. It's Sunday brunch. Why the fuck would we ever need one? So stupid. I don't know. Either way, there's nobody in the kitchen. Nobody's on the line. We have 4 servers.
Well, because
slated to come
normally
in.
it's the morning manager, like floor manager, that will cover the line if needed.
Right. Well, he's behind the bar today.
He's behind the bar. So
Yeah.
he's very much doing his own job now.
Yes. And we had 4 servers slated to come in. Okay, so wild. The person that was originally scheduled the lounge shift put up his shift in our scheduling app because he's out of town. He was like, I can't work these. Somebody else, pretty little server,
Picked it up.
And it was Cutie Patootie who was scheduled
Yeah.
lounge today. Cutie Patootie calls the restaurant this morning and says, hey, pretty little server picked up my shift and it hasn't been approved by management. Can you approve this? I'm still out of town.
Right.
So management approves it, which fair enough.
But day of?
Day of maybe, but 3 days ago, if he would have approved it, he's not going to call a pretty little server to make sure that she meant to pick up that shift.
Not 3 days ago, but day of. If something that I picked up hasn't been approved, I've been told numerous times, we all have, if it is not your shift until it has been approved.
Well,
it still belongs to the person who its shift it originally was.
Maybe, but it was approved this morning at say 9 o'clock or whatever, and the shift didn't start until 12:30.
I mean,
so it's not like it was a 9 a.m.
She should be ready to take it. I'm not disagreeing with that, but I can wholly tell you that if that were me waiting for that approval, I'm not checking that approval at 9 a.m. I'm checking it when I get up.
Yeah, maybe she got it past 12:30. You know what I mean? Like
she's young. I don't know. She sleeps in.
Well, she does because her and her busser boyfriend went out with a lot of other people from work last night to a club.
Yeah, they went to a nightclub last night.
And she calls in an hour past her shift. So they call her at some point and they're like, hey, are you coming in for your shift? She doesn't answer. She calls back an hour later to be like, yeah, no, I didn't mean to pick up that shift.
What?
What are you talking about?
It's a 3-step process to pick up a shift.
Right.
You pick it up. And then you say you want to, like you click on it, and then you say you want to pick it up, and then you confirm the pickup, to which it reminds you it's now pending.
Yes.
It's literally 3 entire steps. What are you talking about?
Yeah, she said she didn't mean to pick it up. She's not going to be in.
Well, you can also revoke that at any point in time. You never revoked it?
No. I think she picked up the shift fully well knowing that she wanted to work it.
Yeah, and then she had a long night out.
And then she had a big night out, and she decided she didn't want to.
Well, it's not approved, so I don't technically have to take it.
Yeah, so she just decided not to come in. But yeah, so we're down 2 people now that can take tables. No bartender, no lounge server, no kitchen manager, and oh my God. And of course, the reservations were stacked. I'm telling you, I had 2 to 3 large parties in the big round table. I had another large party earlier in the day, like at 11:45 when I first clocked in. I had a large party of 10 in a separate section. Like I had large party after large party after large party on top of the 2 tops and 3 tops and 5 tops that were walking in, sitting in my booths. Like I was so busy. I was so stupidly busy before Gorgeous clocks in, which is 12.
Right.
Me and the opener are almost drowning. Not quite drowning, but getting there.
Right.
We had our regional kitchen manager in today. He really thought that he was going to come in and just work a little bit on his laptop in our private dining area and get maybe some free food, show his face a little bit, and then fuck off. Absolutely not. I put that man to work. I was like, sir, we need... Oh, my God. I want that man to put so much DNA inside me, it changes my 23andMe results.
Seriously? This man is stunning. Like, choke on my words when he looks at me. I haven't even spoken actual words to him other than hi when I passed him one time because I think I squeaked out hi.
Oh my god.
He's
He's such a zaddy.
oh my god,
shit.
he's a salt and pepper zaddy. This guy is gorgeous.
Oh my.
But
when
I
he
love
has
that. I love that you looked at him and you were like, yeah, on the line.
I 100%.
Get the fuck on the line,
we need somebody
motherfucker.
expoing. And so he does.
Right now.
He was just like, okay. And so he starts expoing. Gorgeous comes on and he's, there and she's like, hey, can you run that food? Like, I got a lot of drinks to get. So now he's trying to figure out our table numbers
That he
doesn't
doesn't know.
And so he's running food out for us. He's on the line. He looks at me and he was like, so is this like a normal Sunday? And
No.
I was like, oh, you mean like a shit show? Welcome to overseeing our location. And he starts laughing and I was like, honestly, this really was like a Murphy's Law type situation. Everything that could go wrong went wrong this morning. And he goes, well, does bar manager have like a plan? And I was like, I mean, I'm sure he does. No, absolutely not. Of course he didn't. But now I'm just treating
There's
him.
only so many phone calls you can make. Like, I've
Yeah.
absolutely been on that side of it where you get the call outs, you get this and that.
Mhm.
You can reach out to 8 people. And if
If none of
every
them wanna
single
come
one
in,
of
yeah.
them either don't answer or tell you, no, I can't, there's fuck all you can do. You can beg people to come in early. You can promise them food. You can promise them anything you want.
But they could
but
still
if-
say no, yeah.
Yeah, if it's not a scheduled shift for them, they don't have to fucking...
Yeah.
I absolutely stand by I am not paid to answer my phone. Like,
No.
I'm not salaried. So when my phone rings and I know for a fact I do not work that day, half the time I don't answer it.
Yeah, I wait for the message.
Yeah, or I'll
Tell me what you want.
Yeah, I'll get back to you and let you know that it won't be me. Like, don't hold out hope that it will be me. It's not
Mm-hmm.
going to be me. Or I answer with every intention of being like, go ahead and give me your sob story. It's no. Like, we all have that right to do that because we're hourly employees,
Right.
you know? And so he, like I said, bar
But-
manager might have called as many people as he could call.
I think he called a couple people, but then he also was just like, well, we'll make it through. He told me that. Like, he was just like, yeah, I thought
He's
we could
very
really make it through.
optimistic.
Yeah,
We have had 3 servers on for a night shift, and he's like, oh, but you're all my strong servers. And I'm like, you are leaning on me too hard. I appreciate the confidence. However,
I don't have it.
I'm tired. Or I had a fucking day with my son today, and I'm hanging on by a thread.
Yes.
If one person looks at me the wrong way, you're going to have a problem.
Oh, I was ready to commit war crimes at work today. It was so crazy. And at one point, I'm treating the regional kitchen manager like just a normal manager with a card.
Absolutely. No.
I was like, I need 2 of those bonus gift cards, because
the holiday bonus cards.
bonus cards that we have. I was like, I need 2 of those. And he was like, and I was like, they're preloaded. They're in the manager's office somewhere. I don't know where, but I need 2
Good
of
luck.
them. Yeah. And he just goes, okay.
You've got keys.
And
Bye.
he goes off and he grabs me too and he comes back and I was like, surprise, handsome, I need 2 more. I just sold $400 on this one table. Grab me 2. And he goes, okay. He goes off. He comes back and he was like, look at all the things I do for you. And in my head, I'm just like, do more. Do so much
I have
more.
so much more I need from you.
And then I was just like, oh my God, I'm so in love. And he's like giving me his little boyish smile and this and that. Da, da, da. And then at the very end of the day, he goes, all right, well, I'm going to leave. And I was like, you're never coming back, are you? And he tells me, he goes, no, for sure I will. I'm just going to, call ahead to see if you're working that day or not. And in my head, I'm like, oh. And no, and he's like, yeah. And if you are, I'll head to another location. And I was like, oh, okay, fair enough.
Kat says, you've got a card? Get to fucking work.
Yo, management hates to see me coming. They fucking... Regionals too. They can't stand me.
Oh, if I
you're
see
here,
a manager standing around and I need something, you're the first person I'm asking. Like,
100%.
if all of my servers are busy and I know it because we are off the fucking rails right now,
Mhm.
oh, you're leaning? You got a second to lean,
you got
sweetheart?
time to clean.
You got a second to help me out. I'm like, yo, I need that dessert run. Yo, I need this. I
Yes.
need that. I need this. Can you check on those oysters also?
Yeah, if
Yeah.
I'm close to drowning, I need help. And if you're
And I know
here-
that you're probably not as busy as I am.
right.
So-
You're sitting in there eating some fried shrimp, bitch. Can you get up and help me run some
Yep.
food right now? Like,
Absolutely.
yeah, I put him to work so quick. I was like, yo, we need you. Get
Fantastic.
up. And he's just like, okay. And I was just like, oh my God, stop looking at me like that. He's so fucking handsome. I can't stand it.
God, he is.
Him and our new director of operations, who used to be our kitchen manager, who used to be our GM. So he's very familiar with our location.
Oh, he's great. He's a good time to joke around with. I don't like.
You don't see it?
No. Okay, so here's the thing. Like, everybody loves a good short king, right? But like,
Oh,
I
okay.
don't. I'm not
Here she
in love
is.
with him the way that everybody else
The
is.
elitist.
Also, when I met him, it was on the coattails of he had been a GM for us before. And so when I met him, I was given so many fucking warnings. Like,
Yeah, apparently
watch,
he's a hard-ass
he was
GM,
a hard-ass GM. Like, watch yourself. Make sure you're hitting your points. Make sure you're doing this. Make sure you're doing that. And then I met him. I was a supervisor. So now I'm calling you. Like, you are my help. And I called him so many times, and we're shooting the shit. I call him out on stuff and this and that. I immediately just played the, hey, we're one and the same.
Yeah.
You know, like...
You're a person, I'm a person. Who cares?
Right, well, and on the nights that I'm closing the restaurant and you want to come in and be here, well, I'm the head of this restaurant.
Yeah.
So you're going to treat me with the respect that I get, and I don't need to I don't have to bow down to you,
Right.
Which I think he respected because him and I have that banter, you know? But is he attractive? Sure. But I don't think, new kitchen regional? Fuck, that guy is...
New kitchen regional kind of knocks him out of the water.
I was going to say, he's Target Santa hot. Like, what are you talking about?
He really is. He's something else. But yeah, our I don't know, our new director of operations, I've been in love with him for a hot minute.
Well,
yeah.
he drives a motorcycle, or he rides a motorcycle, and he's got all of this. And
Ugh, stop it. I can't. Someone grab a mop. And then I heard Sunday night was not much better than Sunday day.
It really wasn't.
Tell me your story. Tell me what happened.
So I come in, I'm listening to you. I'm listening to Gorgeous. I'm hearing all about, bar managers telling
the day
me
shift, yeah,
all
what
about
happened?
what the day shift held. And I'm like, okay, well, here's hoping for a better night, right? So,
Yeah.
okay, great. Not a big deal. And so the night starts out fine. And then we do get a pop. Like, we do pop off. And,
It's holiday season. It's starting up. They need to start staffing a little bit better.
Well, and we were fully staffed.
Oh,
I
fair.
would say.
Okay.
There were 7 of us tonight.
Okay, that's a pretty decent number for a Sunday night.
Yeah, for a Sunday night.
Yeah.
Like, we had everybody, but I had my entire section filled, so I had 6 tables, and things are starting to take a while in the kitchen. So I head in to the kitchen, to which I see our kitchen manager. He is berating somebody at the line. Like, not screaming. He's not screaming, but he is frustrated. And so they plate up some food, and he looks at one of them and he goes, I said I needed a swordfish with carrots only. How fucking hard is that? So the guy on grill grabs the plate and he sets it aggressively down on his side. And so carrots pop off the plate because he had carrots and mash. And he just grabs the mash with his hand.
Stop it.
And chucks it to the ground. And so...
on the floor.
Yeah. And so obviously we're not... And so the other cook is like, well, we're not using that plate. Get a new fucking plate. What are you doing? You
Right.
know? And obviously he wasn't gonna put the food on that plate. He was just making a statement of
He was just making a scene, yeah, because he's mad.
well, and he's also a child. So
Yeah, what is he,
he's-
20, 21, yeah?
If that, yeah.
Yeah.
He's the youngest guy on the line. And so, he makes this whole scene, and so kitchen manager finally gets the plate, and he plates it up, and he sets it on the tray, and then he turns around to bump it off the screen, and he goes, yeah, only took 23 fucking minutes to figure that out. And I'm just like, okay, so in this moment, I need to know if we have baked potatoes.
I'm not asking for anything.
I
I'm
am
just
not
leaving.
asking for baked potatoes
No.
in this moment because this is a heated argument between me and the kitchen manager.
Excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt,
I'm so sorry
but-
that reason that you hate me sometimes. I need that. So I say nothing. I'm just trying to eyeball where the bakers are and trying to figure out if that's empty because the lid is askew.
Yeah.
And so that usually means it's empty. So I'm like, and bakers are crossed out in the menu.
Okay.
To which another server comes in. Her Norman's girlfriend walks in to see the scene that is happening, and like tensions are running high. And so I'm doing one of these, and she's like, "So are we out of bakers?" And I go,
Don't ask me. Don't talk to me. Don't mention that
Right.
word in front of the kitchen manager right now.
Yeah, right. Don't do that. So host manager comes in. Well, he's our floor manager for the night, so I'm just calling him.
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay, so host manager comes in and looks at me, and I go, "Hey, I just need to know what the count is on bakers, and if we have them or not. I'm not worried about it." And then bartender comes in, and she goes, "Do we have bakers?" And I'm just like, "Stop." Everybody stop.
Everybody shut the fuck up.
So I look at host manager. I'm like, "You need to find out how many bakers we have and how many we can open, if any." He goes, "Got it." So he heads straight to the kitchen.
To the line, yeah,
He
into
goes
the
all the
line.
way in, and he opens up the oven himself. There are 5. I need 2. Paranorman's girlfriend needs 2. Bartender needs 2. So I'm doing this count. I go, "How many do you need? How many do you need?" I need, okay. And so I look at them and I go, "Listen, I'll secede. It's fine.
Yeah.
You guys take it.
I'll tell my tables we don't have
yeah,
it. That's
I
fine,
got
yeah.
it. I will take this hit because I am not speaking. The kitchen manager still, we have 4 green tickets up. Like,
no.
full, like, 5-6 top tables that are green right now.
Yeah.
He is doing shit. We're not talking to him.
And with the amount of times that he has yelled at you about baked potatoes.
About baked
you
potatoes
specifically.
solely baked potatoes. So
he hates you and bakers.
yes,
I'm gonna
and
be
it's like those 2 things in one sentence, he will have a total freak out.
Especially right now.
Yeah.
It's
which-
his 13th reason at
Oh,
this point.
Not even that. I hear him say to himself, I might just quit today. Is what he says under his breath
shit.
as our host manager comes back to the line. So he's kind of talking to him, but he's really talking to himself. And so I catch all this. So I look at bartender, I go, you too. You get 2. The host manager, open up 5 bakers. And I just said, I'm good. I back out. And so I bow out. I go to my table. I let them know it's not a problem at all. These ladies are like, that's fine. I'll take mash. I'll take zucchini. Whatever. We're good. And I let them know, hey, if you actually end up, because she was like, oh, I don't know if I like the mashed potatoes here. And I go, listen, if you try hers and you like hers, I got mash on the house. Don't worry about it. Like, I'll get them for you. You can have all the sides. Like, it's fine. And then, so I have this table. It's a 5 top. They have done appetizers, they've done a bottle of wine, they've done some cocktails, they've done entrees.
Okay.
And it is now time to maybe check out dessert. And so I dropped the dessert menu and they're like, yeah, we'll take a look. I go, that's fantastic. Take your time. Like, they've been very nice. They're funny. I was joking with them, like, lots of banter, and it's been a good time, right?
Okay.
I dropped the dessert menu and I walk away and I come back and they're like, oh, okay, we'll take the cheesecake and we want the butter cake. And one guy wants a scoop of ice cream. I go, that's great. So I put it in. At 16 minutes, I am in the
dessert?
I am in the kitchen. There is nobody at pantry.
They hadn't even started it.
No, they haven't started that. They haven't started salads for
Where
a table.
were they?
Sushi. Pantry's doing sushi, but what I'm confused about is where is sushi? Because we had a sushi person earlier today. So where is sushi? Well, kid that got yelled at on the line is outside. So sushi's covering grill. So pantry's covering sushi.
Fuck me.
So I put this all together, and kitchen manager is outside, back inside, outside, back inside. Like, he's fucking handling some shit. So I'm just like, okay, I'm not going to say anything about my 16-minute desserts, but I'm going to go find my floor manager and I'm going to let him know.
Yes.
I have 16 minutes for desserts and counting. Now it's almost 18 minutes because I've spent time figuring it out. So I go to my table. Keep in mind, after ringing in their desserts, their check was at $480. Fuck. So I am hanging at almost a $500 check for a table of 5. And they've been fantastic the whole time. And I walk up and I go, hey guys, I just want to let you know we're a little backed up on desserts right now. I hope that's okay. And they're like, oh my God, please take your time. It's fine. And I go, okay, great. So I get host manager. I need these desserts now. I don't need them later.
Them 10 minutes ago,
right,
honestly.
I need them right now. So he gets on it. We got to heat up that butter cake and everything else. So we're handling it. And so I'm still not saying anything to kitchen manager because I understand that some shit is going on. So like I said, I am taking a backseat to my normal bratty behavior, which, you know, everybody loves me for, but is not always read so
I was
well.
gonna say, not in that moment.
Not in this heated moment. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to take a backseat on this. I'm not going to fucking say anything.
Even my bitchy little self that's constantly making jokes and doing XYZ and talking shit all day, if I were to see that, I would 100%. I'm asking the kitchen manager, do you need anything? Do you want any water? Or like, I'm sucking up because I do not need him.
Yeah, you're not
going to
hear a goddamn word out of me until this has settled down.
Yes.
And then I might let you know, hey, that got a little crazy. Like, but you know that. I know you know that. So I won't even say that, you know? Not only do I need these now pushing 20-minute desserts, I also need just a side salad that is now hit 15 minutes.
Fuck me.
And you want to know what I need that salad for? Is to send through the rest of the fucking food.
Yeah, I was going to say the rest of the food isn't going to start.
Because one person at my 6-top got a salad.
Jesus.
Nobody else did. Nobody else even got soup. I just need... So I have a 16-minute side salad and 20-minute desserts. So I finally get it, and I head over to the table. And as I set down the desserts, I go, well, now that we're all hungry again, here's some desserts. Now that we've had some time.
That's a good line. That's a good line. I'll give that to you.
I go, hey, guys, now that we've had some time to get hungry again, here's some desserts. And they're like, oh, my God, thank you, right? And then one guy's like, we need the check. And I went, of course you do. It's right here. Pocket ready, right?
Yeah.
I set it down. He pulls out his card. He lays it down immediately. He doesn't even look at this almost $500 check.
Shit.
And he sets it down. I go, great. So I go and I run it and I set it down and I hope everything's okay. Like, I wanted to maybe cover the desserts, but he wanted that check right in that moment. And so I run it and I drop it and I thank them so much. And they're like, thank you so much. And I fuck off. And I'm panicked a little bit. You know, this is one of my highest checks of the night. Mm-hmm. I'm really hoping this pays out.
Are they going to pay you $100 tip after waiting 20 minutes for fucking dessert?
Right.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting a 19% tip.
Okay, not bad.
Fantastic.
Look, we'll do it,
Fantastic.
yeah,
I'm going to let it slide. You covered the whole bill for your whole table. I get it. That's fine. We are so close to 20%. I'm not even a little bit crying.
Right.
Again, like I said, I took a back seat to a lot of things. I took a back seat to the bakers. I took a back seat to, I'm not saying anything about these ticket times because obviously everyone in the kitchen is aware. I don't even know what the fuck happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know what put the kitchen off
how'd
like
they get
this.
that
I don't,
far
because we were
back?
fully staffed. The kitchen was fully staffed for the entirety of the night, so I don't understand what happened. So we get to the very end of the night. We have a confirmed party of 8 at 8:30.
Yeah, 30 minutes before closing.
Which is going to me, obviously, because I'm the closer. Okay, fine. We have called them at 4:30. They did confirm. And I'm like, did we tell them that we close at 9?
No, of course not.
No, because why would we?
Right.
To which the host looked at me and said, yeah. And I said, no, you didn't. And he goes, I didn't. And I was like, obviously
such a
you didn't.
shithead.
But normally when we have a party that close to closing and we want to confirm, we do let them know, hey guys, are you going to be here at 8:30 because we close at 9?
Yeah, fair. Like, you can't stroll in an hour late or
Right.
whatever.
You,
We
if
will
you
be closed,
show up
yeah.
after 9, you're not getting sat. Like,
Right.
I'm sorry, that's after 9.
That's fair.
So, are you coming? So they're coming. So 3 people arrive at 8:25. Great. I get them waters. I get them some drinks. The other 5 people arrive at 8:40. So they're 10 minutes late. I am getting them drinks. To which kitchen manager, this is the first time he is speaking to me all night, walks into the beverage station, sees me making coffee, tea, and 3 other drinks, right?
Right.
So I'm traying all of this up, and he goes, are they going to order soon? I said, I don't fucking know, man. Just like that. Just super casual. My back's to him. I just throw out my hands. I go, I don't fucking know. Oh, you don't talk to your table?
Absolutely the fuck not.
Excuse me?
You go talk to him.
Excuse me? What?
You walk out of this kitchen right now and go tell them that you've had a bad night and you want to get started on their food or they're not going to eat. You go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
Don't put that shit on me.
Also, technically, I'm not supposed to be telling tables anything other than what can I get for you?
Yeah.
Because if
It's
they
always
are
yes. You're not allowed to say no.
If they are in the building before 9 o'clock, we will serve them. That is
Yes.
the rule. That's all there is to it. So there's 20 minutes to close, sweetheart. Shut the fuck up. I also don't want to be here.
Right.
And so I whip around and I look at them and I go, I'm getting their drinks. These are the 5 people just sat and these are their drinks. He's like, okay, well, I'm only asking because it's my job to ask.
And
To
it's
which,
my job to serve them. Dick.
right.
I don't know
To
what the
which
fuck
I
to tell you.
say, hey, man, I'm not mad at you. I'm also stuck here doing something I don't want to be doing right now. Because I know it's 8:45 and they haven't even ordered an appetizer and they're here celebrating a birthday. I
It's
know
gonna
with
be a
my
minute,
whole
yeah.
heart, I'm not going home at 9:30. I know that. I'd like to, but I'm not.
Right.
So fuck off. Also, I have fucking saved you so much stress by saying nothing to you all night.
Mm-hmm.
How about you just walk away? Please walk away. And so he does. He walks away. And I'm just like, great. And then not 2 minutes after I drop those drinks and I'm in the back, they're not ready to order anything yet. They've just asked me for more bread. Okay, I'm going to go get that more bread. On my way to do that, our floor manager for the night looks at me and goes, hey, so have they ordered? And I go, no! And I don't know if they're gonna. And
They're never going to order.
And I walk into the beverage station. He goes, okay, what's going on?
he will do that. He'll catch it. He'll like, okay, this was more aggressive than I needed
And
it
so
to
I
be,
tell
or-
him what happened. He's like, yeah, he had a rough night. I go, I know he had a rough night. I have cut him so much slack for this rough night. I didn't mention my 20-minute fucking desserts to him. I didn't mention my 18-minute side salad, which is what it ended up being before it touched
That's
the table.
crazy.
I didn't mention all the back fucking food. I didn't mention the bakers. I didn't mention anything to him because he's got too much shit going on. So don't come to me in my hour of being upset and not wanting to fucking do this and give me shit about it.
Right.
Also, sir, as the closing kitchen manager, you're here till 11 anyways.
Yeah,
What do you mean it's your job to ask if they're going to order soon? No, it's not. It's because all of your kitchen guys are staring at me. And I kept looking at them and I'm like, I know. I also want them. Guys, do you understand that you're going to leave before me tonight?
Yeah.
The minute that food is plated, you get to go home. I don't.
Yep.
So, like, everybody calm the fuck down. This is upsetting for everyone involved, and it's not my rule, it's this company's rule.
Yeah. You're like, I didn't do this to you guys.
Right. I'm all, take it up with the CEO, sweetheart. Like,
Yeah.
this is not my fucking deal. So, anyways, that was the majority of the night.
That's crazy.
Last Tuesday, I worked, I closed. So it's the day before I went on a trip for my anniversary. So it's the night before my trip, right? And
Right.
I have to, I still have packing to do. I still have a whole bunch of stuff to do. And I'm closing the restaurant. It wasn't a crazy night. Like, it was totally average and nothing to note. Except this man was sitting at the bar, and then he comes and takes a seat in my section, and a woman joins him.
Okay.
And, okay, not a big deal. He's got a drink. He didn't pay for it with the bar, so we put it on his tab at my table. Not a big deal. And so I ask, can I get you anything? And she's like, oh, I'll just have a water. I go, okay. So I get the water, and I come back. I go, is there anything else I can get you guys in the moment? This woman looks at me. Older Asian woman. That's important. I need you to know that.
Okay.
Older Asian woman, probably in her late 40s. She looks at me and she goes, yeah, what's the most ordered cocktail for Asians?
What?
What? And I said, I'm sorry? I said, like a cocktail? She goes, yeah, what do all the Asians order? I don't have for any listener that doesn't know, I am the whitest person that exists.
We both are.
Yeah,
Come on.
I am 50 Shades of White. Like, I don't know any other way. And I'm looking at this woman and I'm like, I don't know how to answer this. Like, all right, this in just a server way, right? In just like any server's mind, I want to be like hot water. Like, I don't know what
hot water with lemon or hot tea, yeah, for sure.
Hot water. What are you talking about? What's the most ordered cocktail for Asians? I don't think there is one.
Yeah, for cocktails, I wouldn't say
there isn't. But also, what a weird fucking way to phrase that for me. So
yeah.
I'm just like, what do you like? I'm all, do you like vodka? Do you like gin?
Yeah,
like,
I can gear you towards something, but I'm not going to answer that question outright because then I just
also
seem like
don't-
a fucking weirdo. Yeah, keeping
that's-
tabs of that.
Yeah, I'm
like-
keeping tabs of who orders what. No, I'm not. And also, there isn't like a weird stereotype for cocktails, you know? Like,
Yeah, not really.
this isn't like white people order beer. Like, that's not really how this works. So,
yeah.
cocktails are across the board for everybody always. What do you want? Like, I don't understand. So I was like, oh, do you like sweeter drinks? Do you not like sweeter drinks? Like, what? How can I help you?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, not too sweet. I go, okay, well, do you like vodka? Do you like whiskey? Oh, I love whiskey. I was like,
Okay.
fantastic. Because this was before we ended the previous month's bartender special.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah.
And I was like, my favorite drink of literally the whole year is a whiskey cocktail that we have right now. It's a cider drink. Would you like that? And she's like, do people like it? And I was like, yeah, a lot.
I just told you it's my favorite drink.
Yeah.
Yes,
and
people like it.
And well, I'm white, so what she meant was, do Asian people like it? Apparently.
Oh, so weird.
It was super weird. I've never gotten that. So anyway, she drank it. She loved it. Whatever.
Okay.
And they ended up not being, they weren't a problem at all. And that's the only comment that she made like that for the entirety. Like, she didn't ask me, what do the Asian people order to eat? Like, because that's what I was half expecting. Like, are we going to keep doing this?
Too.
Are we going to keep doing what's the favorite Asian appetizer? Like, I don't know. I don't have a tally mark. Oh, let me go check. Okay, we've got Asians. Let me cross
You just
check
open
it.
up your server booklet and it's got like a fucking Excel spreadsheet in
Right.
there.
Yeah, let me, graph G leads down to what? So I go into the kitchen.
That's next level racism.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, what are you asking me right now? Like I said, part of me, when she asked, what's the favorite drink for Asians, my almost immediate answer was going to be hot water. Like, what do you want? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Because that's very common for anybody that's not in the restaurant industry. That is very common.
Yeah.
But that's not a cocktail. And also, I would never say that to a table. Like,
Yeah, I would never say that out loud to a
I
table.
don't know
Yeah.
what you want from me. So I bring in her drink and I giggle about it and I walk away and I go into the kitchen where kitchen manager is. And I'm just like, yeah, so my table just asked me, what's the most ordered cocktail for Asians? And he goes, what is the most? I go, I don't know.
I don't keep a tally of that.
I don't think anybody knows. And they shouldn't. That's weird. And then somebody else who overheard me, they were like, oh, we have that Japanese whiskey. And I was like,
Nobody drinks that.
nobody does. And also, that feels too, like...
Yeah,
like,
it's a little too stereotypy.
That's
yeah.
what I mean. Like, I'm going to offer her the only Asian alcohol we have. Like,
Yeah.
that's weird, too.
I mean, we have sake.
They have hot sake? Like, nobody orders it and it's garbage. I don't know.
It's been sitting in that bar fridge for like 3 years. Do you want
Do
it?
you want this? So that was just, it just took me I was just so taken aback by that interaction that I was just like, okay.
That's so funny. I mean, hey, she said she likes whiskey.
It's a
She doesn't
very
want any-
fall,
Yeah, it's
white
very.
person-centered cocktail.
It's got nutmeg and it's
Yeah,
just
it's
the
got-
pumpkin spice latte.
It
of our
is the
restaurant, let's be
pumpkin
honest.
spice cocktail that we have.
Yeah, it's great and it tastes fantastic. I
It's
love
amazing.
it.
I love it. I make it at home.
Yeah, same. So fuck it. You ready to check out?
Yeah, let's get the fuck out of here.
Get this weekend over with. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Rolling Silverware Podcast. If you are enjoying the post-shift shit talk, please feel free to rate it. Tune back in next week for our shift shenanigans.